My name's Jim Stokes. I've been working with vintage and historic race cars now for over 48 years. This is the JSW Group buildings that we're in here at the moment. We're in the JSW department here where we do our restoration of normal and some very exotic vehicles. We have Triple M, which is our machine shop, where we manufacture parts for the restoration shop. We also have South Shore across the road, which is our body shop that we manufacture aluminium bodywork and chassis over there. And also we have our classics division, which we use for MGBs and E-type Jags and vehicles like that. The main marques that we look after are primarily pre-war Alfa Romeos. Although we do some post-war Alfa stuff like Tipo 33s as well, but primarily it is Le Mans cars, Monzas, touring Spiders. We have around about 60 people in total, the majority of them on the shop floor. We have a few people in the offices, but most of the people are actually hands-on. At the moment we probably have in excess of 60 cars within the whole group being worked on, everything from pre-war Alfa Romeos to all sorts of interesting things like even a 2CV that we put a new chassis on recently. When we started in this industry, basically I was a one-man restorer on my own, doing as much handwork as I could, getting the most of the machinery that I could afford to do and work with. Even though the company has grown to the size that it is now, I'm still very, very hands-on and active on the shop floor, like to control everything that we're doing. It's the only way that you can at least try to get the quality out to the people who are using these cars. The Triple M part of our business basically specialises in manufacture and remanufacture of original parts. If we have some reconditioning, some servicing and engine parts that need to be repaired, we can replace those and manufacture those. We do a lot of stuff in-house. Primarily we rebuild original engines and gearboxes for these pre-war Alfa Romeo cars, but over a period of time we've come to the conclusion that so many of these engines are getting very tired and the value of these vehicles is getting so high that customers are asking us if they can have replacement engines so they can rally and race these cars with the same spec engines as they would have originally, but manufactured very recently. So we have got into production with HC2.3 Alfa Romeo engines, which we have made now over 50, which is amazing considering they only made 188 cars. The 158 Alfa was originally conceived as a single supercharged 220 horsepower, very small Grand Prix car pre-war. After the war, when they recovered the cars from the back of the cheese factory where the Italians bricked them up so that the Germans wouldn't get hold of them, basically they put another supercharger on it and started to run the car with 425 horsepower at 9,300 RPM. We've just finished this 158, which no one has seen before because it was under wraps in our workshop for nearly 4 years. The car now is pretty much ready to go. We've done a few more bits and pieces to it and it needs to go testing very soon, and it will be running in the race circuits later on this year. The Classics division of JSW was opened about 5 years ago now, and we use it because we have a lot of customers that wanted to have more usable standard road cars and also things like MGBs and E-type Jaguars, things that we wouldn't deal with in our main workshop with our high-end customers. So it felt nicer to separate it off and do it like that so that we're running our Classics division with more affordable cars, everything from minis, 2CVs, right the way through to TVRs and cars like that. But they're not in the same workshop as very high-end expensive Alfa Romeos, and I think both customers appreciate that. In the future, I think this industry will still be very interesting. I think people will still like to collect these cars. I think from a design point of view, from an art point of view, some of these cars are absolutely incredible to look at, and the engineering is absolutely out of this world. I still think, there will be a market, certainly for the next 50 years at least, for people owning and running some of these wonderful classic cars.